Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.
Welcome to Nilfisk University, where excellence is attained through active learning. Welcome to Use and Care training for the advanced SC900 battery-powered walk-behind auto scrubber. The SC900 provides what industrial applications, building service contractors, and other tough customers demand. Simple to use, powerful, consistent cleaning, and unprecedented productivity and reliability to meet your specific application needs for low total cost of operation. The SC900 is available in two scrub deck configurations, disc and cylindrical, and is also available in each of these scrub deck configurations with or without EcoFlex onboard detergent metering system. For disc, there are two scrub deck sizes available in 28-inch or 71.1 centimeters and 34-inch 86.3 centimeters. For cylindrical, the single scrub deck path available is 31 inches or 78.7 centimeters. For most machine details, there is no difference between the different machine configurations. However, where there are differences in use and functionality, the differences will be highlighted in this training. This training will provide an introduction to the SC900, the daily use steps for the machine, and the routine maintenance and care steps for the machine. This course is not intended to be a substitute for the operator's manual that ships with the machine. It is important that you read, understand, and follow all safety and operating instructions in the manual. Doing so will ensure years of safe operation and optimum performance from your machine. After successfully completing this course, you should be able to identify SC900 components and their function, describe pre-operation inspection steps, describe how to fill the machine, list the steps necessary to start the scrubbing function, describe how to adjust the scrubbing parameters, explain optional EcoFlex functionality, describe battery charging process, and list routine maintenance steps. This training will begin with an introduction of the components and features of the machine. We will then cover the daily use and care steps which you will follow for a shift of cleaning, including machine setup and cleaning up the machine after a shift of cleaning. We will conclude with a review of routine maintenance steps. Overview of the components and features of the SC900. Looking at the machine from the side, the stylish SC900 design consists of a 30-gallon, 114-liter capacity solution tank, which includes a capped fill port on the right side. A 32-gallon, 121-liter recovery tank with large cover lid on top to provide for easy cleanup of the recovery tank. A scrub deck system that will either be a disc system, as pictured here, or a cylindrical deck that provides the ability to capture light debris while scrubbing. Non-marking traction drive tires used to propel the machine during scrubbing and transport. Ergonomically designed operator control handle. Looking at the rear of the machine, the operator interface area. This area will be further explained just ahead. Scrub deck raise and lower lever. Squeegee raise and lower lever, onboard charge cord shown in its storage position, pinch flow control recovery drain hose, combination solution level sight tube and solution tank drain hose, squeegee system which is raised and lowered by the previously noted squeegee lever. Continuing with the inside of the machine, under the recovery tank lid, you'll find debris catch cage used to separate out larger debris from the solution recovered by the squeegee system, vacuum motor protection float ball system, and finally, looking inside the battery compartment with the recovery tank tipped out, you will find the batteries. If equipment is equipped with the optional EcoFlex chemical dilution system, the detergent tank for this system will be located here. The vacuum motor for the water recovery system, the optional onboard charger, battery pack electrical connector. This connector will be connected to a wall charger if not equipped with an onboard charger. Solution flow control area. The EcoFlex version is shown here. A different version is used for non-EcoFlex systems that will be covered later in this training. The solution filter is located on the lower right back face of the machine and consists of a removable filter cover and a screen and an isolation valve to allow the filter to be cleaned without draining the solution tank. Operator interface details: combination battery gauge and hour meter, key switch to turn machine on and off, palm drive buttons to initiate machine motion and also scrub system if scrub system is active. The two buttons that face the operator cause the machine to move forward. A third button on the top back side of the operator handle will make the machine move in reverse. Variable speed control knob allows operator to dial in desired transport or scrubbing speed, and a cup holder that also functions as a squeegee holder location. Preparing the machine for use. To assure successful trouble-free scrubbing performance, there are a few preparation and inspection steps that must be completed prior to a cleaning shift with the SC900. If the machine's storing steps were properly followed after the previous use, then you should find the machine like this, with the battery charger cord plugged in with the batteries indicating full charge. Shown here is the onboard charger system. A shelf charger that will be connected to the battery connector may be what your machine has. The recovery tank cleaned out and left open to dry and tipped out, exposing the batteries. The brushes clean and either connected to the machine already or close by and ready to use. The squeegee should be either connected to the machine or in its storage location hanging from the back of the machine. To prepare your machine for a shift of cleaning, start by disconnecting the battery charger. If your machine is equipped with an onboard charger, unplug the battery charger plug from the wall and store the cord in the designated storage area on the back of the machine as shown. If your machine utilizes a shelf charger for charging batteries, disconnect the battery pack connector. If the SC900 is left on charge overnight, the machine should have a full charge. During charging, the recovery tank should be tipped out to prevent buildup of hydrogen gas from the battery outgassing during charging. Now the recovery tank can be tipped back into its normal operating position. Inspect disc pad or brush to assure they are fit for use. Disc pads and brushes should be relatively clean and free from any larger debris. Using a dirty or overly worn pad or brush can damage the machine and or the floor you are looking to clean. Clean the pad or brush if necessary prior to use. Inspect the pads or brushes and determine if there is enough brush and or pad life for the scrubbing you are about to begin. If not, replace the pads or brushes as needed. Also, replace the pad if there are any tears or missing areas. For disc machines using a pad, replace the pad by removing the center locking system, replace the pad, and reinstall the center locking mechanism again. Also, make sure that you have the correct pad or brush type for the scrubbing that needs to be performed. An overly aggressive brush or pad can degrade the floor finish instead of just cleaning it. Disc pad driver or brush installation. Starting with the scrub deck in the raised position, remove the brush housing with bristle skirt by releasing the clasp on the front and separating the two halves outward. The SC900 disc brush or pad driver uses a 3-lug system to engage with the scrub deck driver plate. To install, align the 3 brush lugs with the slots on the driver plate on the scrub deck. A quick twist of the brush will lock the brush in place. Repeat for the second brush or the pad driver. Reinstall the brush housing with bristle skirt and close the front clasp to lock it in place. For cylindrical machines, inspect cylindrical brushes to assure they are fit for use. Just like with disc brushes, verify the cylindrical brushes are clean, in good condition, and have enough bristle left to properly perform the planned scrubbing activity. Also, make sure you have the correct brush type for the scrubbing that needs to be performed. An overly aggressive brush can degrade the floor finish instead of just clean it. Cylindrical brush installation. Starting with the scrub deck in the raised position, begin on either side of the scrub deck and loosen the black knob on top of the idle or assembly door, allowing the assembly to drop down a bit, freeing it up to be removed. Set the idle or assembly aside. Install cylindrical brush through the opening in the deck. Raise far side of the brush up a bit to help it find the drive system on the far side of the deck, and push it in and turn it back and forth a few times until you feel it engage with the drive system. Reinstall the idler assembly and tighten the black knob to lock it in place. The idler assembly must be perfectly flush with the scrub deck body, with the engagement tabs on the idler assembly engaging the scrub deck framework. Repeat this same process from the other side of the scrub deck for the second brush. Recovery tank inspection. Lift the lid of the recovery tank and make sure that the recovery tank is empty. Check the ball float cage and make sure that it is clean and the ball moves freely. There is a clip on each side of the cage to allow it to be removed for more thorough cleaning. Be sure to reinstall the cage and ball properly before using the machine to assure the vacuum motor is protected from water ingestion. Inspect the large debris catch cage and empty it if necessary. If the tray is not properly maintained and becomes full, it will reduce water recovery performance. Squeegee inspection. Squeegees will wear over time, and their water pickup efficiency will be reduced with wear. There are two rubber blades used with the squeegee. The rearmost blade is the one that is most critical to leaving the floor dry. The front edge of the rear squeegee should be free of wear and rips. If squeegee is torn or ripped, the squeegee should be rotated to put a fresh edge to the floor or replaced completely. Each squeegee has 4 wear sides to help assure you have excellent water pickup. To flip or replace the rear squeegee, release the metal rear strap clip that holds the rear squeegee in place. Make the squeegee change and then reinstall the strap. For the front squeegee, loosen the pictured knobs to release the tension strap. Flip or replace the front squeegee, then replace the tension strap and tighten the knobs. Attach the squeegee to the machine with the 2 thumb nuts, tightening them hand tight. Do not over-tighten the squeegees, as it is designed to safely break away if it hits an object during operation. The final inspection step is to give the machine a quick walk around and look for anything that looks worn, loose, damaged, or leaking or out of place. Address issues found with the machine before using for cleaning. We are now ready to transport the machine to the area for filling the machine, and after that to the area to be cleaned. Turn the key switch to the on position to power up the machine. Look at the battery level indication and verify that the battery has enough power to complete the planned cleaning tasks. If left on charge overnight, the battery level should be at full. Forward motion is activated by pushing on either or both of the palm activation buttons on either side of the handle facing the operator. For reverse direction, press the button on the top backside of the operator handle. Speed is controlled by turning the speed control knob. Turning the knob towards the rabbit image will increase speed, or towards the turtle will decrease speed when the palm buttons are pressed, creating machine motion. Select a speed where you are productive but not faster than your ability to safely control the machine. Steer the machine by pushing the machine handle either right or left to control the direction of the machine is traveling. Always be especially careful when approaching blind corners. Filling the machine. Fill the machine with clean water at the fill port on the right side of the machine. The solution level sight tube on the rear of the machine can let you know when you are close to full to prevent an overflow. Hot water cleans more effectively, but water temperature should not exceed 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 54 degrees Celsius. If adding chemical to the solution tank, add chemical when the solution tank is half full, and then finish filling the machine to achieve proper mixing. The SC900 has EcoFlex onboard chemical mixing system as an option. If EcoFlex is included on your machine, fill with just tap water and then tip out the recovery tank and ensure there is enough chemical in the EcoFlex chemical bottle to complete the scrubbing task. Any chemical concentrate specifically formulated for use with an auto scrubber will work properly with the SC900. To remove the EcoFlex tank, loosen the smaller gray cap and lift out the tank. Open the larger black cap to fill with bulk detergent or to clean out the tank. Put the recovery tank back in place after filling the EcoFlex bottle. To begin scrubbing, with the machine turned on, lower the squeegee to the floor to recover used solution by grasping the squeegee raised lower lever with your hand. Lift it slightly and shift the lever to the right to allow the squeegee to lower to the floor. The vacuum motor will turn on as soon as you lower the squeegee to the floor. Use your foot to lower the scrub deck to the floor by pressing down slightly on the scrub deck raise lower lever and shifting the lever to the right to release it from the raised and locked position. The deck will lower to the floor and will be ready to begin scrubbing as soon as the palm drive buttons are pushed. The scrub deck brush and solution systems will activate when either of the palm drive buttons are pushed to give the machine motion and stop again when the palm drive buttons are released. To turn off the scrub system, place the scrub deck raise lower lever into the raise position using your foot to turn it fully off. Then raise the squeegee using the squeegee raise lever after all of the used solution has been recovered. There are scrub parameter adjustments that can be made to the machine while scrubbing to optimize performance for the application. There are 3 scrub deck pressures to select from to best meet the cleaning needs. You set the scrub pressure by placing the scrub deck raise lower lever in one of the following positions. The float position is the scrub deck position that will be active when you first release the scrub deck lever from the raised position. This level is ideal for general cleaning and is your most cost-effective cleaning setting. However, for heavy stuck-on debris, more scrub pressure may be required to achieve the cleaning results you are after. The medium position is used to provide additional scrubbing pressure to help release stuck-on debris. Use the handle on the scrub deck raise lower lever to lift the lever to lock it into the medium position as shown. The high position is used to remove the most stubborn stuck-on debris from the floor. Enter the high position by, again, lifting up on the handle on the scrub deck raise lower lever and locking it into the high position as shown. For non-EcoFlex equipped units, the solution is adjusted by adjusting the solution control lever. Increase flow by moving the lever to the left to help clean more heavily soiled areas. For units with EcoFlex detergent metering system, adjust the solution by turning the solution flow knob. Turning clockwise will increase flow. Turning all the way counterclockwise will turn off solution flow while scrubbing. Adjustment of the detergent dilution strength while scrubbing is done by adjusting the detergent system control knob. Turning clockwise will increase detergent concentration. To turn off the detergent and clean with only water, turn the knob all the way counterclockwise. There is a chemical setting guide located under the recovery tank to help determine where to set the detergent system control knob. Use the chemical setting guide along with the detergent manufacturer's recommended dilution strength to set the knob to a setting that is right for your application. The burst of power button increases solution flow and detergent for 1 minute to allow you to address a more heavily soiled area. After a minute, the machine will return to the previous, more economical scrub settings. While in the burst of power mode, the LED light in the button will blink on and off and blink more quickly before returning to the normal cleaning mode. If you wish to exit the burst of power mode early, pressing the burst of power mode a second time will return the machine to the standard cleaning settings. To maximize your efficiency and safety with the SC900, here are some good guidelines. Plan your route carefully to use as many long straight runs as possible to minimize turns and maximize productivity. Use a consistent overlap. Enough overlap to not miss any surfaces, but not too much to reduce productivity. When cleaning along walls or shelving, use the right side of the machine since the scrub deck is shifted to the right and provides a guide wheel on the scrub deck to make control along a wall easy. Consider the area being cleaned and adjust the machine cleaning parameters to be as efficient as possible. Example, if floors are reasonably clean already, then you should have all scrub parameters set at low levels and only increase them if a heavier soil load is encountered where the burst of power button can come in handy if equipped with EcoFlex. This will help save cost and time. Pay special attention at blind corners to avoid a potential collision. Finally, regularly examine water recovery and cleaning performance. If you are not leaving floors clean, safe, and dry, make the necessary adjustments to the machine or squeegee. Eventually, the solution tank will get used up and the recovery tank will become full with recovered water. The SC900 has a ball float valve that protects the vacuum motor from ingesting water. Once the ball float activates, the vacuum motor pitch will change to a higher pitch sound. Usually, you will run out of solution before the float ball engages. When the solution tank is empty or the recovery tank full, turn off the scrub system and transport the machine to a suitable location to empty it. Remove the recovery tank drain hose from its storage clip and remove the cap. Bend the hose over to prevent flow, then release the hose at the drain opening. You can use your foot to control the flow if required. Reinstall the drain hose cap and put the hose back in its storage position after draining. If more scrubbing is to be completed, fill the machine again and go clean. After using the machine for a while, one of two things may happen. You will have completed your scrubbing task for the shift, or the battery will have become depleted to the point of requiring a recharge. Either way, the cleanup and storage process is the same. If it is the battery that runs low on power first, the battery gauge will indicate the batteries need to be recharged by flashing the second to the leftmost level indicator, which notes that the battery is 70% discharged. At 80% discharge, the battery level indicator will alternate flashing the left two most display segments. At this point, scrubbing functions will cease to prevent the battery from getting into an over-discharged state, which is harmful to the battery. The vacuum and propulsion systems will remain active to allow you to recover the used solution and transport the machine back to the charging station. Storing the machine. Following proper daily machine cleanup activities will assure proper performance from your machine over time and help avoid bad odors that can accompany a poorly maintained machine with a recovery tank that is left dirty. Empty the recovery tank as previously discussed and thoroughly rinse it out to remove any and all debris from the tank. Remove and clean out the large debris catch tray and then put it back in place. Rinse off the ball float cage and ball and make sure that the ball moves freely to protect the vacuum motors for future cleanings. Remove and rinse off the squeegee and inspect it to make sure the blades are not worn, torn, or ripped. If they need to be changed or replaced, do that now. Hang the squeegee from the machine with the integrated squeegee hanger built into the cup holder area, or reconnect it to the machine. Charging the batteries. Tip the cleaned and empty recovery tank out to expose the batteries during charging to prevent buildup of explosive gases. When tipped out, the recovery tank lid will open a bit to allow that to air dry. Plug the batteries in to charge them. If onboard charger, plug in the yellow charger cord. If your unit has a shelf charger, disconnect the battery pack connector from the machine and plug it into the shelf charger connector. The machine should be charged overnight after each day of use, even if the batteries were not fully depleted. This process will maximize battery life and performance. It is also a good idea to take a wet rag and clean off the exterior of the machine to keep the machine looking its best. Routine maintenance. Besides the maintenance steps that are done on a daily basis to prepare and clean up the SC900, there are also periodic maintenance tasks that should be completed. Weekly, one should, for machines that do not have maintenance-free batteries, check the water level of each battery cell and add distilled water as needed. Fill to above the plates and to just below the bottom of the fill tube, but not all the way to the top of the cell to allow for expansion while charging. Failure to keep battery fluid level above the battery lead plates will decrease runtime and overall life of the batteries significantly. Caution! Batteries are filled with strong acid. Use care and protective equipment while inspecting and maintaining battery fluid levels. Clean the solution filter. The filter is located on the right side lower back of the machine. Turn the isolation valve for the filter to the closed position. Unscrew the filter cover, being careful not to lose the O-ring inside. Clean out the filter screen, reassemble, and be sure to open the water valve or no solution will come out during scrubbing. Purge the EcoFlex system for machines equipped with optional EcoFlex. Install an EcoFlex detergent tank that is filled with clean tap water. Set the speed to the lowest speed setting to keep the machine from moving while completing the purge procedure. Set both the solution and chemical dials to maximum settings by turning them both fully clockwise. Lower the scrub deck and activate scrub system over a floor drain for about 1 minute to allow the system to purge. Monthly maintenance activities include lubricating the following points on the machine: squeegee linkage pivot points, Squeegee tool guide wheels, scrub deck bumper guide wheels, pivot points for brush deck linkage, and quarterly, the rear caster swivels should be greased. Squeegee pitch adjustment. When inspecting the squeegee, if the squeegee blades are not evenly worn, as an example, greater wear on the outer edges of the rear squeegee blade compared to the center of the blade or vice versa, the squeegee pitch should be adjusted. To adjust, with the squeegee attached to the machine and lowered to the floor, adjust the squeegee adjustment turnbuckle to make sure that the squeegee is running evenly across the floor for better water pickup and more even squeegee wear. Refer to Service Manual or contact an Advanced Service Center for additional help with this procedure. The following maintenance should be performed annually. The carbon brushes in the vacuum motor, propulsion motor, and scrub deck motors should be inspected for wear and replaced if necessary. Refer to the Machine Service Manual or an authorized Advanced Service Center for carbon brush inspection and replacement information. This concludes the instructional portion of this course. After successfully completing this course, you should be able to identify SC900 components and their function, describe pre-operation inspection steps, describe how to fill the machine, list the steps necessary to start the scrubbing function, describe how to adjust the scrubbing parameters, explain optional EcoFlex functionality, describe battery charging process, and list routine maintenance steps.
Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.